So ever since my last Gears video, I've been thinking, how well do I actually remember Gears of War 3's Horde mode? I didn't necessarily grow up on Horde, I was more of a versus guy, but I still played it every once in a while. I've been playing tons of Horde 2.0 recently, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but my LEGS acronym was way too vague to actually explain in depth how I felt about Gears of War 5. Plus, I forgot a few things that annoyed me really bad in Horde 4.0. I might have to redo that video sometime soon. I'm really happy that that video made somewhat of a conversation in the comments, because a lot of the comments made me really think about what I said and framed it in a different perspective for me. Playing Gears of War 3 reminded me in so many ways that my enjoyment of Horde mode isn't just from nostalgia alone. 2.0 is just that great, and I'll prove it. Because today we're talking about why Horde 2.0 is the best Horde mode. Money in Horde 2.0 worked differently than the games that came after. For every kill, you would get money sent directly to you. You wouldn't have to run around and keep gathering the points off the floor. I don't really have an issue with that, but I much prefer to get the money sent straight to me. Especially since the money depreciates over time in 4.0. Money can be used to build fortifications, get ammo, and buy more posts to expand your base. Things can get really expensive if you don't have your shit together. Prices like these will start arguments. Don't let him destroy any of the barriers! Diaz, weren't you supposed to be keeping an eye on this one? What are you talking about?
You're just one of those nutbars! You just want to hurt her!
Gears of War 3 had the first Horde mode that consisted of bonus waves, which are challenging waves that give you rewards upon completion. The rewards consisted of crates that have weaponry or ammo and even some extra money. You'll still get some money if you don't complete the challenge, you just have to attempt it. It still won't give you as much money, but 500 is always more than 0. Every 4 waves you get a bonus wave, so you could potentially get up to $5,000 before any boss wave. I just love this concept. Certain challenges encourage you to play with more people and get aggressive. I find time limit and execution waves more challenging than others while playing on solo. If I ever want to get far in the game, I just play with a lot more people so we can complete all possible challenges. You don't have to complete the bonus waves to make enough money, but even the few hundred you'll get for attempting will go a long way, especially with the prices I mentioned earlier. I really enjoy the idea of mutators. They affect your overall gameplay to make it easier, a bit more difficult, or even more comedic. You have to play the game a ton and complete challenges to unlock all of the mutators, which is awesome. It'll have you jumping into beast mode and versus mode just to obtain some of them. So even if you don't like versus, suck it up, you have a mutator to unlock. Depending on your selection, they can increase or decrease your XP, which only really matters if you care about your XP on the leaderboard. If you don't care, then go ahead, activate super reload, infinite ammo, and comet. Have a field day, or don't. At the end of the day, it's really up to you. It's really up to you. These things really spice up the gameplay, so each playthrough can be as fresh as ever. The mutators I'm using for a lot of these clips are infinite ammo and super reload. Right here you can see super reload just take things down like it's nobody's business. And obviously infinite ammo just means infinite ammo. Some of the cool ones that I really love are Headless Chicken, Laugh Track, Comet, Vampire, Insta-Give Melee, and Big Explosions. These ones are fucking awesome. Comet made its return in Gears of War 5 with Cole's train ability and stuff. That shit's fucking cool. I can't even knock it. I don't like Gears of War 5 all that much, but that can stay. Laugh Track is also pretty funny. I have it on all the time. It's like you're in a sitcom. Everything you do gets a laugh. Every time you pass a wave, every time you kill an enemy, every time you die, every time you respawn, it's fucking crazy. It brings a smile to my face. The enemies in this game get me excited. There's a special care that was given to each locust you encounter. You need multiple game plans since you never know what's coming. And with a cast of 31 enemies, you always need to be on high alert. You get enemies down, Acanthus is right there in the sidelines reviving them. You feel safe in your base? Here's a mauler to come break it into pieces. One of my favorite enemies is the Drudge. This isn't an enemy, this is an enigma. This guy is technically 5 enemies in one, so you need to make sure you take him out. There's a chance he'll mutate into one of 3 levels upon death: Head Snake, Arms, or Stalk. Each one is dangerous with their own right, especially the arms. They can rip you into pieces and they shoot emulsion at you that do damage, really fucking high damage. But hold on, I said the Drudge had 5 levels, but that's only 4 different types. What's the 5th? So get this. If you just take out the body of the Head Snake, it detaches and follows you. It's so fucking fast and it shoots emulsion at you. And it covers your screen and it's so fucking irritating. The layers that went into this enemy embody what it means to be lambent. I can't get enough of them. The Wretches, the Cerapedes, the Cantus, the Grinders, the fucking Butchers. Just a guy with a cleaver. All of these guys are insanely fun to fight and they bounce off of each other so well because they all exist to benefit one another. A Horde 2.0. No. Gears 3 gets a gold star 10 out of 10 when it comes to enemy variety. Digging deeper into the enemies, there's 6 different boss types that show up every 10 waves, all with their own abilities and quirks. My personal favorite are the Lambent Zerker and Savage Corpser. Every boss is extremely fun, but these ones force you to run around and be a lot more strategic about how your team is positioned. The corpse will dig underground and make its way towards you to attack. That's when you jump out of the way and wait for it to come back up. It goes around all of your defenses, so it won't have to deal with your pesky lasers just to attack you. I'm pretty sure this thing one-shots silverbacks, so you can't even deal with it with the fucking silverback. I'm pretty sure. I'll put that clip up if that's true. I don't know if that's true. The Lambent Zerker, on the other hand, is a freak of nature. It destroys anything in its path, but it still has a weakness towards fire. But unlike the Berserker, it only has one weak spot: its chest cavity. You need to get a team together to handle the Zerker as quickly as possible if you want to minimize the damage done to your base. This is also another enemy that has multiple stages to it. Level 1, its base is just a normal Berserker. Level 2 is a jumper. It begins to leap from different areas, leaving pools of emulsion everywhere. Level 3 is a leaker. It continuously leaks emulsion wherever it goes and downs you super quickly if you step in it. The final level is Fumes. It's the same as level 3, except it's more damaging due to the emulsion fumes that the pool starts to emit. All of the other bosses are extremely fun, but these 2 stick out to me and can be shown off as reasons to even get into Horde mode. You can't start a wave without purchasing a post, which gives you the ability to purchase fortifications in set locations. When you load into the game for the first time, you'll see highlighted green spikes for sale. $1,000? That's chump change, baby! The more you purchase these fortifications, you notice other green highlights showing up. Then it dawns on you: maybe my purchases are somehow correlated with these fortifications. Then once you process that information, you start to grind until you
become unstoppable. What sentry you got, bitch? Troika, command centers, snipers, mortars, hammer at dawn, everything you could ever want. Onyx Guard, flame turret. That means Horde command pack, bitches. Deadly cute Lancer, the best looking Lancer in the game. And don't fucking forget your fully upgraded silverback mech and electrified barriers. Well, what is it? Are you pro yet?
You need to spend a lot of time and money into Horde to unlock more fortifications and upgrades. The higher levels always seem worth it due to the amount of protection they offer. The downside is they always cost so much to repair. You can cover more area by purchasing more posts, but that means your team has to expand to make use of all the barricades. Being able to interact with enemies and the fortifications that you've grinded to get is pretty high up there on the hierarchy of needs. You spent hours trying to get that armored troika, go ahead and use it. You spent even longer on that fully upgraded silverback, go ham. Getting to physically use your items usually comes with a high risk, high reward investment. Although using your troika will let you rip through enemies, you won't be able to use cover or jump out of the way if you need to. Interactivity doesn't just stop at your fortifications, it jumps over to the enemies and weapons as well. Some enemies affect you in certain ways, like the Cantus. When it stomps on the floor and screams at you, it stuns you, just right there. You can't do anything about it. Some enemies even have specific items that you can interact with, like the Flame Grenadier. They all have a tank on their back that you can shoot and turn them into a ticking time bomb. Once they explode, they damage everything around them. The Cantus's Ink Grenade also acts in a similar fashion. Once you kill it, it drops an ink grenade, stuns everything in its surroundings, and kills them. A cool enemy I could think of is the Wild Ticker. They just skitter about and eat dropped weapons. They will come to attack you, but once you kill them, you'll just get whatever they ate. A really cool shield that doesn't show up anymore in recent games is the Boom Shield. If you kill a Mauler, you can gladly take its Boom Shield and use cover anywhere you go. And when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. All of these features bring you into the game even more. 2 of the bonus waves even encourage you to use these interactive features to complete them. Upon a completed wave, you can get a Vulcan. It's a 2-man cannon that just makes things disappear before your very eyes. It's based off of teamwork. One person has to hold the ammo box while the other actually shoots the gun. It's honestly a really fucking cool idea for a weapon. In the era of automatic turrets and ultimate abilities, this really takes you back to the days where you felt like a team fighting off a horde, rather than a group of superheroes saving the day. Gears of War 3 as a game is one of my favorites. The story mode is amazing, and Horde mode will always keep me coming back. Whether you're playing solo or with a full squad, there is always something to do. Nobody feels like they're doing more work than somebody else, and everybody plays their role properly. Watching the way the enemies interact with each other and the way you yourself can interact with your surroundings after purchasing posts, you could just take over the entire map if you feel like it, if you're skilled enough. If you don't think you're strong enough, you gotta keep grinding to get what you need. The enemies will always do something to surprise you. There's such a huge variety of enemies, all with their little quirks and pieces of lore that fit in to make them the Locust. Without a shadow of a doubt, I would rank Gears of War 3's Horde mode, Horde 2.0, S tier in terms of Gears of War Horde modes. And I'd wager to say it's one of the best Horde modes just in video games in general. I haven't played every single Horde mode, but you know, it's that fucking good to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts about it, please leave them down in the comments. I love reading the comments. I love the conversations that go on down there. I read them anytime they pop up. Thanks for watching.